Never going back. You did not come this far just to come this far. You didn't climb out that struggle, that storm, that silence just to go back to it. You come from pain. You come from late nights and early morning. You come from sacrifices, broken promises, unanswered prayers. You come from doing what you had to do, not what you wanted to do. Every step you have taken forward has cost you something. Don't you dare forget that. Don't you dare forget those nights you cried alone. The night you prayed for peace, begged for strength, pleaded for a way out. You built your strength in places most people could have never survived. You didn't have a safety net. You were the net. You caught yourself when no one else showed up. But when you look around now and see how far you've come, don't you dare get comfortable. Don't you ever think you're comfortable. But don't ever forget. Remember where you come from, or you'll never be fooled into thinking that's where you belong. You see, I carry the memories of my past, but I refuse to carry the weight of it any longer. I've made peace with where I was, but I'm never going back to where I were. Never go back to being overlooked. Never go back to doubting your worth. Never going back to playing small so others can feel big. Never going back to survival mode when I was born to thrive. I've tasted growth. I've tasted self-respect. And now that I've a glimpse of who I truly am, there's no damn way I'm returning to the old version of me that did not know this kind of power existed. Say it with your chest. I'm never going back because the old me would have not survived the height that I'm about to reach now. Let your past be your teacher, not your prison. Let it remind you of your strength, not your limit. So take a deep, deep breath because I want you to look forward, not behind you anymore. Look forward because where you come from shape you to who you are. But where you are going, that's what defines you. And when I make this promise to you, let's stand by it. Don't you ever look back and go back to where you were because you have now begun a new journey in life. This new journey is going to take you to heights you've never been before. Always be as hungry as the lion on top of the hill and the lion's trying to get up to the hill. Be hungry. You're now moving forward with your life. There's no more looking back. You have came out of that storm, that struggle that you was in. We all been through struggles in life. We've all been through those times where we sat behind closed doors and just cried and wanted to say, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? This is part of life. You're going to go through those hills and valleys, those ups, those downs. But it's how you slay the giant. You got to slay that giant that stands in your way. Don't you sit there and continue to waddle in tears and do nothing. Make something happen for you. You owe nobody nothing. This world owes you nothing. You owe you. Never go back to where you came from because you want to go forward with life to where you see the land of milk and honey. You already came from the trenches. So why go back to the trenches when you can reach that? It is time now to keep moving forward with your life. You can't fix old relationships anymore. You would like to, but you can't. It's gone. It's over. Keep pushing forward. There's things that gonna come in your way in life. There's gonna be those times you're gonna have to make a decision. But I remember something that Bruce Lee said one time. It was like about water. Water can go around a rock, over a rock, under a rock, sometimes through a rock. You have to be just like water. Let stuff go around you and you keep going forward. Keep pushing on. You came from the trenches. I've been there as a little child. I remember those times, the struggles, the nights we as kids had sat at home and cried before we got adopted. When we sat there and cried, wondering where we're gonna get our next meal from, until we walked down to the trash can and got some stuff out to eat. I know how that felt. I know how it feels now for somebody. I know when my stomach was rubbing together, I was so hungry. I had to tell my brother, hey man, we got to get something to eat. We would go begging people for food. Some would give, some wouldn't. I know that. So I never look back at that anymore because I came out of that, came out the ruins, got adopted by my aunt, and we flew off from there. We left that nest and we flew. Sometimes you got to take that chance. It's like a baby bird. You can flop, flop, flop. If you take that jump, you're going to always stay in that nest. So guys and girls, just remember, where you came from is not who you are. Where you're going, it's going to make you a hell of a lot better person. Thank y'all for listening. Appreciate you. Have a great, great day.